Hello everyone, once again we're doing another SRT group clearing for you, and today we're going to do it on apathy. It's that what's the point energy, which tends to come with failure energy. So if we're running failure energy, it always comes with its mates, as I always say. It tends to come with depression and anger, self-rejection, rejecting life, feeling rejected. So the energy's all moving in with apathy. It's that what's the point energy. What's the point of going down that route? It's only going to end up in failure. What's the point of doing this? What's the point of doing that? That whole apathy. It's slightly different to lethargy, but it is that whole what's the point? Feeling very unmotivated with it. Unmotivated, I'm going to do on a different clearing, but apathy particularly, we're going to work on clearing that today. That apathy, what's the point energy in this clearing. So without further ado, let's get stuck into these charts, and remember to set your intention to receive the benefit of this clearing for your highest good. Hopefully you can see that okay. So apathy for the group clearing is running at 0% positive, 100% negative, as expected really with group clearing. And the level of consciousness it's running at is at light status level. So as you can see, it's pretty low down. This is incarnational level. Anything below that goes into dense energy. Light status level is where it is, but where we want it is all the way through these levels of consciousness up to the next thing, and all the way through these levels to their radiant love new paradigm level as an absolute minimum. It goes, 100 and something feet off the page as well in terms of consciousness, but we want to operate always from a minimum of radiant love new paradigm level. So I'm just going to ask the teams, first of all, that I'm working with, the God team today, to clear all programs, beliefs, feelings, memories, judgments, experiences, perceptions, anything that's connected with apathy and that what's the point energy, the life is pointless, what's the point of doing this, always comes with failure. And failure energy, whilst it's clearing, is often a bottom line on its own, a root cause, but very often it's a symptom of abandonment as well. So I'm just going to get my dictionary out in case anything interesting comes up in this clearing. So there are certain things through experience I've learned that always come together when clients are running failure or abandonment energy, and those are some of the things that I mentioned in the introduction there. So if you're running apathy, I can't be bothered, or what's the point, it's more what's the point really, apathy, what's the point, then you know that you would definitely be running failure energy, because that's where it comes from. The two are always connected. So what's the point of going down that route, because I'm not going to be loved, I'm not going to get the attention I need, it's never going to work out, it failed once upon a time in my early childhood somewhere, and I've decided there's no point going down that route. So that's where it's from. So, okay, so where are we going first with this? We're going straight to chart 5, which is blocks and interference, negative motivations. We've got imprint other, okay. So let's have a look and see what that imprint other is. An imprint is a strongly held belief, and that strongly held belief is, drum roll please, inside left, apathy. You can't make this stuff up. Brilliant. There. Okay, so let's go back to chart 5. Is there anything else on this chart? Discarnates in the aura. We'll get those cleared as well. So let's just clear imprint other on here of apathy across all time, space and dimension, across all levels of consciousness on chart 3 for whoever is watching this. I'm going to try and keep this to 15 minutes for you, so I'm going to go through as quickly as I can for you. And also clearing any discarnates in the aura as well. Discarnates being entities, attachments, whatever you want to call them. We all carry them at different levels depending on the vibrations that we're running at the time. So, like attracts like in terms of vibrations. So, it's not always like you see on the horror films. Sometimes we have attachments that are actually helping us to learn something, or they're piggybacking piggybacking on our energy to learn something from us as well. But when they start influencing our energy is when we want to basically tell them to shove off, when they start getting in the way of our energy. So just getting that centralized for you a bit more. There you go. So we're clearing that strong imprint. An imprint is a strongly held belief. It becomes imprinted on our energy. So we're clearing that across all time, space and dimensional elevation, seeds, roots, branches, everything, everywhere. Let's see what the book says about imprints. Well, this is clearing. It says it's an item that is a carryover from past lives. That's interesting. There are 4 things that can carry over as imprints of brain damage, Alzheimer's, Down syndrome, syphilis, because it destroys the brain cells, and insanity. Insanity is a conviction that you've been brain impaired. Some people were accused of insanity in a past life and incarcerated, finally becoming convinced that they were insane. High Self says that most of the time they were not insane. Yeah, happened all the time, didn't it? Especially women with menopausal symptoms, PMT, people with some, anxiety and stuff are always locked away. It's just shocking, absolutely shocking. So, but in this instance, it came up as apathy, the imprint other. So we'll just go, they know what they're doing. We'll just go with whatever comes up in the charts there. That's interesting though. Most things that we have in this lifetime are carry-throughs from other lifetimes. So this is why it's always important that when we get to the end of our lifetime or life cycle here in this incarnation, that we leave this life with nothing unsaid, undone, that we leave with peace and acceptance, because, when we automatically incarnate to the earth again or on another planet or wherever we're going again, then we want to make sure that we haven't got too much to work through, or that's undone, so to speak. So okay. Oh dear, I'm not bored, I'm just it's been a long day. I had some really powerful breakthroughs today with clients that I've worked with, really powerful, and I feel it too. I can feel it in my energy. So it's one client and myself, we both cried at the end. It was so powerful. It's so lovely to get real breakthroughs. It's just, the connection is just so beautiful when you have that connection with the client. It's a great privilege to do the job that I do. And it's heart vows we got. Okay, let's have a look. And it's a real privilege to be part of someone's spiritual unfoldment on their journey, and it feels a great honor, especially when we have a big breakthrough. Yeah, it's just the most wonderful feeling from my perspective, let alone the client's perspective. It just, it's just so rewarding, really. It's just very rewarding. So chart 10A, which is miscellaneous blocks, we've got heart vows coming up. So I'm going to chart 24, where many of these vows are held, and it's telling me there's goals to clear and vows to clear. Are they religious? They are religious vows. Do we need to identify what they are for the group? No. Same with the goal. Do we need to identify the goals? Can you just get the research done your side? We're just going to ask that all vows, including religious vows, including goals as well, are all cleared, all heart vows there at this God level of consciousness. This is where the chart sits, at the God level of consciousness, which, if we go back to chart 3, we've got the God level, God infinite beings here, and we've got the Godhead above the I am level there. So we're at this level of consciousness there, where these are being cleared, these religious vows and goals that are in connection with the apathy. So it's clearing away there. The energy is feeling a lot lighter as I'm going through this. So even if you can't feel changes, if you're running any of these things, it'll still clear. Sometimes people feel just subtle differences. Some clearings you don't feel anything, and other clearings you can definitely feel something is shifted, but you don't know what it is. You just know that there's been a shift and it's subtle. But what you will find over time is that changes happen over time, and your mind becomes so much quieter. It hasn't got all that rubbish, all that noise going through it. It's like defragging the computer all the time. So we're still clearing this heart vow, so it's coming to an end there. Anything else in this chart? Nope. Right, let's go to the next. Where are we going next? Chart 11, which is soul energy programming. This is at Lord of Lords level. We've got codependency of different aspects of the soul, the dysfunction of the mind, programs the soul is unaware of. Do we need to research those for the benefit of this group clearing? We don't, so let's just get all those programs the soul is unaware of. Any pre-programming dysfunction of mind and codependency of different aspects of the soul cleared at Lord of Lords level. That's soul level of consciousness. If I was doing individual clearings with you, I'd ask a few more questions. I'd research a few more things, but because it's a group clearing, we're not going to go into any research. We're just clearing. Your teams are doing the research that's necessary for this right now. But with individual clearings, the SRT package that I offer on my site, or the essential package, which has one-to-one sessions with me and the SRT clearings, then we go into, it's much more in depth when it's at a personal level, as I'm sure you can imagine. Right, okay, where are we going next? 12, which is spirit energy programming. 12 aspects of spirit's genetic coding, dysfunction of spirit by thought, potential dysfunction of spiritual consciousness by God, a pre-programmed spirit by God. So quite a few things there to clear. So I'm just going to ask the God team that's working with me and your high self teams to please clear all of those from whoever is watching this clearing for their highest good. And spirit energy programming is held at the Queen of Life level, and that's kind of the equivalent womb level of the soul. I hope you're all having a lovely day and life is going well for you. Just searching for something interesting to tell you as I'm allowing the teams to clear this. Something that nothing's jumped out at the moment. Oh, prana. Prana's just jumped out for some reason. Prana is spiritual food. The soul downloads prana into the physical body at birth. The maximum amount the physical body can use is 25%. If more is received, the excess can cause mental, emotional, and physical problems. Have it reduced or increased to the optimum and educate the soul as to the proper amount. So that's interesting. I don't think prana's ever come up on the clearings that I've done, so that's interesting. Right, where are we going next? 13, 14, looks like 14, which is the pre-fall of consciousness, creating that illusion. Right, what are we doing? Animal consciousness programs, misuse of energy in creating conscious mind programs type 1. Let's clear all of those for whoever's watching, please, for their highest good. Asking my God team to do that, and your high self teams as well. So animal consciousness programs tend to run if you've chosen your spiritual unfoldment through the animal kingdom, in your spiritual evolution, and you're still holding on to some of those, I believe. Yeah, upon incarnating, we adopted the belief that we are animals in nature. Those beliefs have caused us difficulties, pain, and all the inherent ills and problems of the human condition. Animal energy as well. If you've evolved from some form of animal, you may be carrying a discordant energy from that experience. One person as a monkey in a past life was used in a laboratory for tests that were extremely painful. In the present life as a human being, the program was triggered and the person felt extreme pain and discomfort. So excuse me, we don't very often incarnate in excuse me, by the way, for sneezing there. We don't incarnate directly oh, excuse me, in a linear approach. Quite often we can come suddenly from maybe 2,000 years ago in Egypt, or we can come from Victorian times suddenly from that lifetime into this lifetime. So, you know, times we know it in this consciousness is linear, but outside of this consciousness, time isn't linear. So there may be different understandings, then people may have different belief systems to that. So if you don't agree with that or don't believe that, that's entirely up to you. We're all on our own individual journeys. Doesn't mean to say what I'm saying is right and you're wrong, or vice versa. That's just my understanding as I know it, but that might not be right, and I might change my mind in a year's time. I might know more. So only ever take what resonates with you at that moment in time. So you know, all of this is about empowering you. So we're going, where are we going? Chart 26 we're jumping off to. That's wonderful. Chart 26. How are we doing for time? We're just over 15 minutes, unfortunately. So we are on freedom is free. So we've got blocks to there is no judgment, the veil is broken, and illness is only an illusion. So let's clear all of those blocks to those for the highest good. I was just looking at the name Amatamahi. This is the name revealed by Spirit of the Heart Committee. It consists of the 40 saviors for the 40 heart planets in this one universe. Sometimes this group serves as a person's high self. It is not everyone's high self, nor does it need to be. Well, you live and you learn. That's new to me. Might not be new to some of you, but it was new to me. So, Amatamahi. It's a really nice name, that, Amatamahi. Does anyone want me to do a clearing on anorexia or bulimia? Just put it in the comments if you do, if you've ever had anything like that. Just let me know. There, I was just reading it. It says that it can have its roots in past lives in a culture like the Romans, where they had huge feasts, which they repeatedly gorged and then they purged. So it's not always about control in this lifetime. Sometimes it comes from, if you've ever struggled with that, sometimes there's a repeated pattern there. If you're going to disgorge, don't bother eating. There are also other causes, of course, especially in this lifetime. It's very much about control and other aspects, anxiety control and all sorts of things going on. But that's just interesting to see that it can also originate from that kind of culture, like the Roman culture there. So let me know if you want me to do a clearing on it anyway. So seem to, is there anything else to do there? Any residue, anything else that needs clearing? Can we just go to mop up? Yeah. So we're just going to ask them to do a quick mop up of everybody there. So again, my normal mop up is going through all of these with an affirmation. But for a group clearing, we're just gonna, the teams know what they're doing, we're just gonna ask them to do a mop up for you and clear whatever needs to be cleared in a mop up. They use 200 plus charts on their side of life, and this is where the bulk of the clearing really takes place. So they go through all of those thoroughly and a lot quicker than I do, because the energy is much quicker where they are. And this is where most of the clearing will take place. So I have to do that little bit of research in between. So I have to prep to work, where a lot of clearing is done prepping to work, and then we do a little bit of research here, and then they do the bulk of the work in the mop-up process. So it feels a lot lighter, the energy. So do let me know if you feel the benefit from it. It's always good to get constructive feedback. Keep these suggestions going. I've got a whole list of clearings to do, which aren't going to appeal to everybody, but I'll always do the most popular ones first. So do let me know what you'd like clearing, and I will add them to the list and start with the most popular ones. We can clear anything. If there's any clearings that you've mentioned and I haven't cleared yet, because I've forgotten, then remind me, and I will do that for you. My apologies. So it's still clearing away. It's a big mop up going on of apathy. What's the point? There we go. Oh, right. Okay, that was very sudden. So is it done successfully, mop up? Is the soul happy? High self happy? Yeah, will it hold? Great. Where are we looking now? It's 100 positive, and it feels so much lighter now. So something's definitely shifted from somebody out there, because the energy feels light as a feather. Lovely, wonderful. That's all done. So I hope that helps you. And for apathy, SRT packages on my website, one-to-one sessions on my website. Also I've got my meditation course as well on Udemy. Please do have a look at that. That's only £20. They do special offers on it every now and then, Udemy. So there's part 1 and part 2 on that. So it is worth, if you bought part 1, it is worth doing part 2 as well, because I teach you more stuff on there, which will really help to empower you, give you some more tools. Other than that, big kiss to you all. Thanks for watching. Take care.